everybody, I wanted to make a second video this week to talk about something that's coming up a lot, especially when we're about to enter the holiday season, when historically it's well known that most people gain weight. Most people gain weight, they don't feel good. On top of that, stress comes from holiday season because it's not necessarily a happy time for everybody, unfortunately. So how can we step ahead, prepare ourselves, not for just the stress. The stress is another conversation because it's all about perception, your mindset, which I talk a lot about. But let's get to the body. Let's get physical here. Let's talk about what is the best way to prevent you from gaining weight during the holiday season. So I'm going to summarize here. I don't have time to go in details in this video blog. Otherwise, you're going to be here with me for 30 minutes, and I know you have a lot to do. But my philosophy when it comes to health, longevity, fitness, and fighting stress is the philosophy that less is more. And what I mean by that, when you just want to look good, have a fit, defined body means a lean body, lower fat composition and higher muscle composition. So you want a lot of muscles in your body and little fat. That's what makes a body have the appearance of being ripped. Those people just have a lower percentage of body fat. So how do you create that without spending 3-4 hours in the gym? Well, good news, you don't need that. With my own experience, when I used to be a bike racer, I actually had a higher body fat composition that I have now. Just because I used to spend, anywhere from 2 to 3, 4 hours on the bike. And the times I was doing more interval training on the bike, meaning doing lots of hill climbs, mountain bike racing, I actually was fitter than when I was doing road racing because I was training the same heart rate for a long period of time. So my body fat was higher. And you might see a lot of endurance athletes, marathon runners, or even some triathletes sometimes with a high body fat because they're not incorporating a lot of interval training in their program. So what is interval training? What is this thing of less is more? So I want to make you familiar with two terms you're going to see if you do any research online or if you're going to take a class anywhere. You're going to see these letters here, HIIT training, high intensity interval training. That's probably a class that you want to take. Consider that you don't have any spinal pathologies, any injuries, and you can take classes. They teach a lot of interval training places like Orange Theory, in the local gyms like Raleigh Sport. You can take spin classes. They have amazing spin classes there. And here I'm going to start teaching HIIT classes very soon, so stay tuned to my videos and newsletters. So a term that you might not be familiar with, it's more scientific. It's EPOC. You see this term if you do any research online. It means exercise post-oxygen consumption. This is what the magic of interval training is. It means when you work your intervals, so let's say you're doing 10 intervals of 30-second sprints, and you bring your heart rate right here close to 90% of your capacity, right? And let's say here it's, about 60%. This is going to be your recovery zone right here. And this is going to be your 30 seconds efforts. So you go out, you get completely out of your comfort zone, and you go out, and at the end of those 30 seconds, you should be completely out of breath, and your legs, if you're running or spinning, should be burning. You need to be in an intensity of 9 or 10. If you think of a rate of perceived exertion from 1 to 10, 1 being super easy, 10 being super hard, this 30 seconds should feel anywhere from an 8.5 to a 10. So you do 30 seconds interval here, and then here you will recover for 90 seconds. Very, very important to have this big gap here in between your intervals. You want a big contrast, super high and super low on your recovery time. A common mistake that a lot of people do on interval trainings, they stayed in this zone here that in my cycling days, we used to call this no man's land. And you know why we call no man's land? Because it was this weird heart rate of around 130, for me 135, that my body was just burning calories, but it wasn't stressing enough. Why you want to stress your body at super high intensities? Because what you really want is a hormonal response. You want your body to stress, to unlock these great hormones that help us to get leaner, to feel better, and to get sexier, because we all wanted that. So you want a hormonal response that only happens when there's really high intensities here. Also, if you spend your recovery time, or even your high intensity, but let's say you spend your recovery time right here, what happens, your muscles are not going to recover or get restore energy quick enough, because you're going to, here, you're actually fatiguing your body and you're not recovering. So what happens, then I'm going to make another graph here. If you spend your time recovering this area, then when you do your intervals, instead of go all the way high here, you'll be able just to bring your effort to here. And what you're interested in your interval training is to go as hard, to push your body to the max. So of course there's a preparation curve. If you're not used to interval training, if you're not cardiovascularly fit, talk to a trainer before, or come here and have a consultation with me and let me design your fitness plan or your interval training plan. Don't just go and hit high intensities, number one, without talking to your doctor to make sure your heart is good, your health is good, and you can push your body super high without, being afraid that you're gonna pass out. And consult a trainer to make sure you know how to build to this intensity properly. Remember, if you build a program that is not sound, that is not based on science, that is not based on the science of adaptation and progression, you can get hurt. So get approved from your doctor and talk to a professional. So just to recap very quickly, you want interval training in order to lose weight, to stay fit. And the reason you want an interval training is because it's going to give you the EPOC, exercise post oxygen consumption. That's what you're interested in. And again, that's going to give you a body with more lean mass, more muscles, because you want muscles in the body. Remember, back in the days, you lose fat the more muscles you have. More weight loss, more cardiovascular capacity, more fitness, and more sexy. Stay tuned for classes coming here at Vitaly Studio very soon. If you have any questions, post a comment right below my video and I promise to answer to you. Thank you.